Howdy, folks. My name is Marble, and my pronouns are she, her.
My name is Ray, and my pronouns are he, him.
And I'm Mars, and my pronouns are they, them. And it's time to draw a card from the deck of friendship.
Hey, that was a weird movie, huh?
It's a weird... Here's the thing. Detective Pikachu is maybe the weirdest Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie I've ever seen.
I know. Also, where was Feral Imp?
There were cards in the movie.
So this is a podcast where each week we talk about an episode of a anime that's based on a real-life game, usually.
What's different this time, Mars?
What's different this time is that... well, it's not... Here's the thing.
Nothing's different. We just felt like it.
Nothing's actually different because on the day this episode goes out, there's also going to be a regular episode. This is just a fun little bonus episode because we wanted to talk about Detective Pikachu.
Which is a movie.
Detective Pikachu, what's that?
Detective Pikachu is a 2019 urban fantasy mystery film directed by Bob Lemon, who covered the screen.
I know how to read, Mars.
Detective Pikachu is a sort of noir adjacent detective movie set in the Pokemon universe, and one of the main characters is Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
Yeah, and it's really weird because they do call him Ryan Reynolds in
They do
universe.
call him Ryan Reynolds the entire time.
Yeah.
Justice Smith, who plays Tim Goodman, is this like just always just you know.
He's not
He's
a big
always
fan
like,
of the Pokemon.
Ryan, what are you doing inside a Pikachu? Why are you a
Ryan
Pikachu
Reynolds,
now?
you know I don't like Pokemon, and here you are hiding inside of a Pikachu.
Oh boy, that's an actual spoiler. By the way, this is an actual, like, we are 100% spoiling the entirety of this movie in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen it, maybe take a pause on this episode and wait to listen to it until you have seen the movie, unless you don't care.
Detective Pikachu starts with Mewtwo.
It does start with Mewtwo. So the Detective Pikachu, it opens. Curtains rise. Mewtwo is there.
He sings a song about being trapped.
Reading her slam poetry.
Humans suck. Trapped. Science.
This is very cryptic.
Well, that's why it's a mystery.
Ba-ba-ba.
So let's just go through this movie, sort of point by point and sort of, okay. So I guess here's the first question I want to ask. The first thing that I want to, what are our sort of general feelings about this movie?
Mewtwo's really cool. I like it when he blows stuff up.
Mewtwo is very cool.
My 10-year-old brain activated throughout the entirety of this movie. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're right. Mr. Mime would look like that in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, it is a little bit yikes. Ray.
In the best way.
Ray, what did you think about this movie?
I had a fun time. I cried a bit on the inside. I had a lot of fun. It was fun seeing Pokemon with people in real life.
Yeah.
I like the part where Mewtwo blew stuff up.
I have maybe sort of mixed feelings about this movie. Because on one hand, like, I really, I love seeing all of the Pokemon. I think all of the characters are pretty good. I think, like, it's fun the whole way through. On the other hand, I also think that the plot, doesn't 100% make sense. And
well, you gotta look at it through the 10-year-old lens. Whoa, that was a cool explosion. Wow. Also, I will throw out that, like, all of the Pokemon games within the last 10 years have had equally buck wild plots.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's totally true. It's totally true. Like I was thinking to myself on the way out of the movie that, like, The plot really doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, it's like the exact sort of stuff that would be in a real Pokemon game.
Oh yeah, it's basically Bill from Red and Blue, but he's evil now.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's I'm gonna have to think on that. So okay. Yes, movie opens. Mewtwo is there, crawling out of his cage. He's doing just fine.
Oh boy.
And in some sort of secretive laboratory, something happens, and Mewtwo just breaks out and flies into the air, basically destroying the facility, and chases after a car. And then we see the car flip off of a bridge and do a big crash. And that's sort of like that sort of crash is basically like the linchpin of this entire movie.
Tim's trying to catch a Cubone.
Yeah, we meet our protagonist, Tim Goodman. And
Goodman.
He doesn't like Pokemon. He does like insurance.
He also...
How unfortunate.
I love, by the by, that they were like, okay, so our main character, we got to come up with names for all these characters. The main character, he's the hero of the movie, so we're going to call him Good Man.
How else did you know he's the good one?
How else would the ending make sense if the family name wasn't Goodman?
What if it was Evilman, but they still did all the same stuff?
Mewtwo would be like,
confused.
You got evil in you. That's your name. No. And this movie never would have happened.
Because he would have been so discouraged after getting chewed out by Mewtwo.
No, Mewtwo never would have incited any of the plot. Because,
Huh? Now, okay, right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to...
He would have looked at Harry Goodman and said, you're not worth it, because you have Evilman in your name.
Okay.
So this is a reality TV show now. This is literally a reality TV show.
So, Tim Goodman, played by Justice Smith, is hanging out in some... sort of quaint town, and he and his bud are going out into the field, because his bud is just like, hey, Tim, you're a lonely sad sack. Let's get you a Pokemon who is also a lonely sad sack. And it's Cubone. And it doesn't go well.
No,
because he approaches it. And this is what really sold me on the movie early from the get-go is that they did not shy away from how Pokemon is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause he's walking up to this Cubone and he's like, you really pull off wearing the skull of your dead mother, which is the Pokédex entry that people have been memeing about for a while. So they didn't shy away from it at all. They were like, this is Pokemon. There's some weird crap in it. Tim is there.
Deal with
it. He
it.
throws a ball. And they kind of get around the whole, do these sentient beings have free will? Because now they add the extra detail in that the Pokemon has to choose you also.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is a cool detail. Because that Cubone did not choose him, and it was ready to destroy his life.
And did, kind of. Used... I'm pretty sure the move is called Bone Meringue.
Absolutely it is.
And Cubone uses Bone Meringue on Tim and absolutely kicks his butt.
And then the movie's over.
Over. Tim died.
But he got better.
And then he got a call from the Rhyme City Police Department. And... Who was in that car that crashed at the start? It's Tim's dad, Harry, and he died. So yeah, Tim goes to Rhyme City because Tim's dad, Harry, was a detective for the Rhyme City Police Department, and goes to Rhyme City, and it's just sort of not Tim doesn't have the greatest relationship with his dad. I mean, it's not like his dad is a bad person. It's just they fell apart basically. And Tim goes to Detective Yoshida, played by Ken Watanabe, to basically just get Harry's things and clear his assets and all of that stuff.
Should we talk a little bit about what Rhyme City is like?
I was about to say we should talk about Rhyme City and seeing Pokemon.
Let's talk about Rhyme City. I got ahead of myself.
It's like the scene in Zootopia where you see all the cool animal stuff, except it's Pokemon.
It is almost exactly the scene in Zootopia.
I've never seen Zootopia.
Raymond! Joe, are you listening right now? I know you are. Joe, you have some work to do.
We'll do it, don't worry. Mock footage out every Thursday on the Lunar Light Studio. I really enjoyed the walkthrough of Rhyme City.
Yeah.
It was our biggest view of seeing humans and Pokemon together, and the CGI looked great. We got to see a big variance of Pokemon.
Except for Chinchou.
Except for Chinchou, Umbreon, and Krogunk. Sad. And not to mention all the callbacks to the first season and the first generation of Pokemon, which you do not need to enjoy this movie, but were fun for fans like me.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that opening with Mewtwo definitely was meant to invoke the first Pokemon movie. I was like,
for sure.
Come
for
on.
sure.
I mean, we got Squirtle Squad.
There's. But what I also like about like this movie and like Rhyme City is that like it's not just like focused on Gen 1 stuff. It's all across the Pokemon.
Yeah, that was great.
Yep. Big fan.
We get
as a fan of Gen 5, yes.
Okay. I have a question for you.
Ask me a question.
Which Pokemon, other than your favorite, right? Which Pokemon do you really want to see in the Detective Pikachu style?
Ooh. Oh, that's a hard one. Probably Reshiram and Zekrom.
Yeah, that would be cool.
We saw a poster in Tim's room that had them on it.
Can I see Lucario, my second favorite Pokemon?
Yeah, well, hold on. I thought Lucario...
Lucario's in Smash.
I don't remember him.
I guess... Well,
Lucario is in Smash, Raymond.
Ray, I'm not confusing. I'm not confusing Detective Pikachu with Smash Bros.
No. Lucario was too busy with Smash to make an appearance in Detective Pikachu.
Okay, I got you.
Right,
I got you.
But Jigglypuff is a diva and managed to make it.
Of course. Gotta get your name out. It's about the exposure.
Yeah. Personally, I think that I would really... Because we saw there was a little... in Tim's room, there was a little, like, Rayquaza cutout.
Oh my god,
on the wall.
Yes.
I would love to see Rayquaza, like, in the actual movie.
Can I just say, can I have all the posters and memorabilia in Tim's room, please?
Here's the thing. I would love to go on a raid through the Detective Pikachu props department.
I would take the entire set is the problem.
They would have nothing left.
Because the amount of, like, background detail in this movie and, like just world building that is, like, not important to the plot, is really really impressive and really cool and like one of the biggest,
because it does sort of imply that all of these catastrophic events have like already happened
in Pokemon the games.
You talk about like the is like if Detective Pikachu is like canonical within like the game worlds.
They hinted at it.
They hinted at it a little bit.
They said Mewtwo from 20 years ago in Kanto. That's pretty red and blue to me.
Well, okay. Yes, they say that Mewtwo was created in Kanto, which is, you know, just the sort of established canon, but it doesn't really talk about like the actual like events of any of the games, right? Like no one is talking in the movie like mentions like Groudon and Kyogre messing with the world's climate.
Right.
How sick would that be, though?
Very.
It would be.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if like the events of the games are like canonical in Detective Pikachu. I think it's probably one of those things because like we know that a Detective Pikachu sequel is coming out. I think it's one of those things like where they'll take bits and pieces and just adapt as they want to tell the story they're going to. But
it's just going to be Detective Pikachu 2, Spell of the Unknown.
I just want to see Lugia. I want to see Lugia because Lugia's really cool and he's a big dragon and he can blow stuff up with his lasers.
We got a lot of great grass type view and like a lot of everything, but there was a distinct lack of major water types aside from like Psyduck and Magikarp and Gyarados and Squirtle, but like in water.
Greninja. There were so many, Raymond.
I mean in-water fish Pokemon.
Well, sure. Other than Magikarp, there weren't any real fish Pokemon, but they didn't really spend much time around water.
My biggest complaint. Movie. So, second movie's going to take place in Watertown, Lugia.
Okay.
If that's your biggest complaint, I think they did pretty good.
Yeah.
The biggest complaint. Not enough fish.
Not enough fish in there.
There's just not enough fish.
I mean, I do have other complaints.
2 out of 10. No, not enough fish in there.
Not enough fish types.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's also there's while Tim is on the train going to Rhyme City, there's like this video basically explaining the history of Rhyme City where, this guy, Howard Clifford, is like, he created Rhyme City because, like, philosophy reasons mostly, like, so he
felt like it.
He basically, yeah, so
he was trying to find the answer to his disease,
right?
And instead he came up with harmony between Pokemon and humans.
Yeah, he has some non-specific disease, and he like started by trying to find a cure for it, and his whole thing is like, you know, Pokemon can evolve, and I want to evolve into my best self.
And then he accidentally did a utopia.
And then he accidentally created a big city. Whoops, it happens.
Oops, all Pokemon.
Oops, all Pokemon.
What happens next? We get to Rhyme City. Tim gets licked by Lickitung, and it's gorgeous.
Ew, it's gross.
Tim talks to the detective. You talked about that, yeah? Or no?
I think so. I think I talked about him talking to the detective. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned his name, I remember.
I'm mixing up this and the earlier recording.
We did another recording.
Don't include this. Don't worry about it. Don't part the curtain for them. They don't deserve it yet.
They don't. Wait, what?
They have to earn it.
They don't deserve.
They have to earn it.
They have to earn the right to know that we did another recording.
Absolutely. 20 reviews, and I tell you that we did a second recording.
And that's actually what we tweet. We say 20 reviews and we'll tell you that we did a second recording.
Yeah.
Not only reveals the secret already, but probably is not a very good incentive.
Absolutely not.
It's not the best incentive I could think of.
Mailing VHS tapes to people.
Now, mailing VHS tapes to people.
I'm moving on from that. I'm mailing Pokemon cards to people.
Now you're backing down on the thing that we could have cut out of the episode.
Yeah.
Well, no one said anything yet.
Oh, I have a person in my server that's very interested.
Oh, goodness. All right, fine. I'll stick to my... Is guns a curse?
What? No, guns is not a curse.
I say guns all the time.
Okay.
Guns.
All right. Tim does not have a gun, but he does have the key to his father's apartment.
He doesn't have a gun, but he does have a stapler, and he knows how to use it.
Absolutely. We also meet Lucy, who's pretty cool. She's a media person.
Yeah, she works for CNM. As a, I believe she says that she's an unpaid intern.
She's a blogger listicle girl, so I love her already.
Mm-hmm.
And brings one of the best lines in the movie about how she makes lists of cute Pokemon and then gets upset that all Pokemon are cute. It was very good and very well delivered.
Her whole, she was very dramatic. Her whole reveal was very dramatic.
Lucy is very dramatic, is the thing, as a person.
Yeah. Some people might call it overacting. I call it a character choice.
It was honestly, it was endearing. I think in a Pokemon movie, especially, you need to overact.
Yeah,
a little bit for sure. Absolutely.
It told I was a bit like, oh no, like this character, but like she grew on me, and the acting was not that bad. In fact, it fit with the world we were in and the kind of people that they were interacting with. So, and the kind of person she was. She was very determined and eager. And also they were playing on the
Psyduck.
Yes, and they were also playing on the noir tropes, which was really fun.
Yeah.
He goes into his apartment, and there's stuff everywhere. His dad was a detective boy, and he had a lot of paper. And he finds this little vial, and it says R, and the R stands for
Ray.
It stands for Ray.
Yeah, they predicted this podcast episode.
You were in the Pokemon movie as the gas.
I was the purple smoke the whole time.
Yeah. So the little vial has purple smoke in it. The liquid just immediately turns into a gas if you open the vial. Which he does. Our friend Tim, he throws it in the garbage and it opens.
Well, he is looking at it and just sort of messes with it and pops the top and the gas goes everywhere. And he puts it out the window.
Oh, right.
And
it's been a few days.
It has been a few days for you, but I just saw it. So I know everything, Marble.
I wish I knew everything. I know like 10 things.
I know everything. Ask me anything.
How are you?
Wait, that's a loaded question.
That's not an answer. Got him.
So Tim holds the gas out the window because I think I would probably do the same thing.
That's probably smart.
Yeah, of just like, hey, let's not have this gas in this enclosed space. And there's a bunch of APOM who are hanging out on the building.
Hanging out?
Yes.
Hanging out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hanging out. Yep.
Out?
Yeah, they were hanging out, right?
So, yes. So he holds out the window and all the APOM smell it and they get mad,
Feral
basically.
time. Feral time.
Yeah. Feral imp.
It's feral minus the imp, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, minus the imp. So Tim tosses the thing in the trash and goes into So he goes into what looks like what would be his childhood room, but he says later that it's not his childhood room. It's just that his dad made it look like his childhood room.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
There are a lot of little lines in the movie that just sort of recontextualize the whole thing. And it's got it. I don't know. It's got all of Tim's stuff in it, but he was living with his grandma somewhere else. So I don't know. But anyway, Tim has a good cry in his room.
Same mood.
Yeah, it is a mood. And then he hears some wrestling, and he sneaks into the main room, and he grabs a stapler, and he says, "I know how to use this."
He points his fingers out because they had to censor the stapler in the American version.
Right? Yeah, he points forward and he says, "I have a hand.
I know how to use this."
Now
and then he sees a fully nude Ryan Reynolds wearing a detective hat.
Okay,
so fully
wait.
nude Ryan Reynolds scampering around
on all fours.
Don't tempt my fancies.
Just crawling all over the room.
I can't
He's crab walking. He's crab walking.
I can't be in this call anymore.
And you do see his ding dong, and it's a little embarrassing.
Yeah, you get full frontal.
It's Detective Pikachu.
It's Detective Pikachu,
played by Ryan Reynolds.
And turns out this Pikachu can talk, baby.
What does he sound like?
He sounds like this. It's me, Ryan Reynolds.
Danny DeVito.
It's me. First name Ryan, last name Reynolds. This is what Ryan Reynolds sounds like. Go with the bit. No.
Yeah, that's what he sounds like.
No, that's exactly what he sounds like.
What bit? What are you talking about?
You're right. There was no bit.
I'm so glad we got Ryan Reynolds on the show.
Yeah.
Ryan, I do have a question for you.
Yeah. What's up?
What? Now, a normal fan would say, what was your favorite part about playing Pikachu? My question is, what was your favorite part about using Volt Tackle?
Well, actually, that was, it was kind of an intensive shoot, because I had to be there. Because, you know, like, they CG'd Pikachu over me, but I was in there.
What are you talking about? You're Pikachu. He's Pikachu, right? Like,
have you ever seen
Nobody tell Ray
that video of...
He played the Pikachu, right? Like,
have you ever seen that video of the woman who gallops like a horse?
No.
There's a video of a woman who gallops around like a horse or a dog would on all fours, and she's very good at it. And I just imagine Ryan Reynolds doing that the entire movie.
I mean, for Volt
he did.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? He did. Fully nude Ryan Reynolds crawling around
at the speed of sound.
At the speed of sound.
Got places to
got
go.
mysteries to solve.
Gotta
follow.
Got mysteries to solve. Gotta follow the clues now. So
welcome to Escape from Rhyme City, our new single, totally original, featuring Ryan Reynolds. Okay, so we meet Detective Pikachu, and he can talk. Spoilers! Pikachu could talk the whole time. It's just that they could understand each other now.
He could talk the whole time, but we just weren't listening.
With our hearts. Pokemon know how you feel, folks.
So, Tim and Pikachu get chased by all the rabid Apoms. And they get chased up on the roof, and they go through a trash chute, and it's a big chase sequence, and Tim loses his pants.
Classic Tim.
I would too if Ryan Reynolds was around.
Okay, Ray.
You can cut that out.
Ray,
leave it in.
Can we dial it back a little bit?
I'm sure.
Dial what back?
Okay.
Tim loses his pants, and then he's running around an open market trying, like a crazy person, trying to ask people if they can understand Pikachu. And they're like, yeah, it's Pikachu. It's going Pika Pika. You idiot.
Yeah.
You fool.
Well,
troglodyte.
Because he's running around, and he's talking about, like, I don't know. Here's the thing. During this scene... Because I tend to get some pretty bad secondhand embarrassment from like movies and TV shows and stuff sometimes.
Same.
And
my spine was vibrating.
I used to be like that, but I'm just constantly in anxiety now.
And it was not the greatest viewing experience for me.
Not
personally.
ideal. Luckily, the scene lasted not very long.
It wasn't very long. In fact, like, and
no one said anything about Tim's pants.
No one did.
They were all very respectful.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't he got his pants back? The Ipom were like, have some pants.
I did love that the Apom were, like, walking around in his pants. Like, there were two Apom who were walking around in his pants. It was very good.
That means if they coordinated a little bit better, they could be, like, a full stack, just like a human in a trench coat.
It was just the Fresno Night. Okay, theory. Cryptid Keeper theory. Hold on. Wait. I busted this Pokemon movie wide open.
Okay,
but that's just a theory. A Cryptid Keeper theory.
Go listen to Cryptid Keeper on the Lunar Light Studio, by the way. Out every Sunday.
Sure.
The Fresno Nightcrawler is just two Apom walking around in pants.
There's a lot to unpack
here. There's a lot to unpack here, and if you don't know what the Fresno Nightcrawler is, like me, this won't make sense, but please.
What are the cryptids of the Pokemon universe?
Love.
Mr. Mime.
No. Probably the legendaries.
I mean, they're kind of like cryptids, but...
Celebi for sure.
Celebi is absolutely a cryptid.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
Like,
Feral Imp.
None of the god legendaries. Like, all the low-tier god types. Or
I think that what I want to hear about are, like, the stories that people tell each other that are like the equivalent of Sasquatch, you know? Where it's just like, there are blurry pictures of this whatever, and but like it's not like an established Pokemon.
Oh my gosh, we're walking right past it. Missing number. Missing number is absolutely a cryptid.
Hey there, it's me.
Yeah.
It's me, your friend Oak, and I just had an entire movie adventure with Celebi. I'm gonna tell you all about it.
Because in the Detective Pikachu movie, I think we're, like, mostly, like, from what we can tell, like, the legendaries are, like, a known quantity.
Yeah.
Like, Like, people know about the legendaries. Like, there's, like we said, there's a Rayquaza, in Howard's office, there's big statues of Dialga, Palkia, and Arceus.
That's when I got really into it. I was like, this is my movie.
Gen 4.
Gen 4, baby.
Did any of you see the Raikou? Because there was just a Raikou hanging out.
There was a Raikou?
There was a Raikou hanging out. Yeah.
Are you lying to me?
No, I'm serious. There was a Raikou.
Like a statue of a Raikou?
No, a real-life Raikou was just hanging out with its friends.
Isn't there only one of them?
Supposedly. I'm pretty sure it was a Raikou because I saw it. I'm like, that's Raikou.
See,
I don't know if you're hearing the keyboard tap, but just pretend you aren't.
I'm looking at a list of all of the Pokemon that are in the movie according to this list, and Raikou is not one of them.
That's a lie. Raikou was there. What?
Ray is here to bamboozle
No,
us.
I'm not. I would tell you if I was gaslighting you by now.
It's a hilarious goof by Raymond.
Oh, I've been goofed upon.
Hey, by the way, how do you spell Raikou?
R-A-I-K-O-U.
R-A-I-K-O-U.
Okay, no one online seems to have noticed or caught this Raikou.
Except for Ray.
Except for Ray.
What's there? Mark my words. Like 2 weeks when this episode comes out or whatever. 1 week, whatever.
Less than a week.
Less than a week. I don't even care. Someone's gonna be like, did y'all see the Raikou in Detective Pikachu?
Ain't nobody talking about this Raikou.
Not yet. We're the first. We're the pioneers.
Right.
Did y'all see that Agumon was in it?
Oh my god.
Did y'all see that Wario was in it?
I did.
Did you see Wario? He was in there for a little
he was
bit.
in the after credits sequence, and he was telling them about the Smash Brothers initiative.
Ray, I believe that you saw Raikou.
That's so... Aw, poor Ray.
I'm just gonna go crawl into a Diglett
sorry,
hole.
Listen, Ray, if it's any consolation, I don't believe you either.
I really appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
No, Ray, I'm sorry. That felt so bad.
It's over.
I'm like, I can't even jokingly be mean to Ray.
Dead
He's
now.
too good. No, Ray, you have to come back to life.
No, it's too late. I'm dead.
There was Ray.
Me and Mars are gonna do the thing from the first Pokemon movie where we cry and then all of our tears float through the air and then they converge on your body and then you come back to life.
Yeah.
I'm pretty...
Spoilers for the first Pokemon movie if you're not done with it yet.
How dare you not be done with it yet?
Remember Detective Pikachu?
Yeah,
it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Hey, let's talk about it.
Nah.
Let's just talk about this fictional Raikou.
Listen.
What part of the... I'm going to be honest, my brain just stopped. What part of the synopsis were we on?
Because I'm dead.
We're still early on in the synopsis.
Oh gosh, it's... Yeah.
We've been recording for so long. All right, let's speed round the rest of it. So, we've only gotten to the point where Tim meets Pikachu, basically.
Jesus Christ!
Yes.
That's awesome. I love this movie.
And we're 45 minutes into this recording.
Raikou's not there. Detective Pikachu and Tim go have an adventure. They try to solve Pikachu's amnesia. That's the main goal. And also figure out if Harry's actually dead.
Mm-hmm. And because Pikachu introduces the idea that Harry could be alive.
Yes.
Because
Pikachu
he's alive.
Is like, hey, you gotta believe me. I'm Ryan Reynolds, baby. I'm fully nude Ryan Reynolds. You gotta believe me. All these people in this alleyway look at me and they hear me say Pika Pika, but you can hear my actual words that I'm speaking to you, which is, I am fully nude Ryan Reynolds.
You don't know me. I'm an actor in another world. My name is Ryan Reynolds and I'm fully nude right now.
So
everyone is seeing me as this Pikachu with a hat. Save me.
They're all seeing nude Ryan Reynolds, but he's just saying Pika Pika.
And everyone's like, oh, it's Pikachu.
It's Pikachu. Yeah, I mean, everyone was like, like, I heard a lot of people talking about, like, before this movie came out, that they were like, especially in comparison to the Sonic movie trailer, was this like, oh, it's this like, it's the real world, but, somebody got, like, got sucked into the human dimension or whatever. In Detective Pikachu, it's the opposite. Real life Ryan Reynolds gets sucked into the Pokemon universe, and
he's not allowed to wear clothes.
He's not allowed to wear clothes. Everyone, from the moment he he stepped out of the portal, people were like, wait a second, you're a Pokemon. Why are you wearing clothes?
God.
That's what they said.
It's the funniest thing ever.
Do you remember that scene in the movie?
Absolutely, it's right.
Ryan Reynolds. It was a flashback, but it was in there.
Yeah. There were a couple flashbacks in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Team Pika gets a hint that from that Lucy Stevens character earlier, that at the docks, Tim and Pikachu might find some answers, and they find a Mr. Mime.
And he looks exactly what a Mr. Mime would look like.
Would
if Mr. Mime
and
was
should
real.
look like. It's awful to behold.
Oh yeah,
it's
bad.
Can we talk
but
about
that scene was hilarious.
The scene was very good.
Scene.
It was a very good scene.
Good.
I love the that Pikachu's like the only one who doesn't get the mimes.
Yeah.
And like that the solution to the interrogate, like, because it's a pretty, like, it's kind of like a dark joke of, like, you know, covering Mr. Mime in gasoline and setting him on fire. It's a very dark sort of joke, but it's funny and fine because it's just so absurd with the miming of everything. I did not make it clear that they don't actually put gasoline on Mr. Mime, although
they do mime it.
They do mime it.
And we don't see what happens to Mr. Mime.
We
so
see Mr. Mime burn alive. We see his flesh.
Oh, God.
Falling off of his skin.
Why was this movie PG?
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, and then,
like, I understand,
and
they got
nude Ryan Reynolds dances around his burning body. And it's really...
that was an artistic nude, it's okay.
Yeah.
Artistic nudity is fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh, boy.
So from Mr. Mime, they get the hint to go to an illegal underground fighting arena. Who apparently the club owner's name is Sebastian. I don't think that's ever actually said. But anyway. So in Rhyme City, you can't Pokemon battle. Pokemon people live together. There's no trainers. There's no battling. There's only love. Except in this illegal fighting arena where Sebastian sees the Pikachu and is just like, hey, that Pikachu beat up my Charizard before. I want a rematch. And if you do the rematch, then I'll tell you everything I know about the mysterious chemical R.
Tim is like, that's a great idea. Let's do it. And Pikachu's like, it is a great idea. I beat him once. I could do it again.
Yeah, Pikachu is very convinced that he's gonna be able to take this Charizard.
And then he does, and then the movie ends.
And then
That's
he
it.
does. And
he
then
takes
the movie
him out
ends.
on a date.
They go out on a date, and Charizard lights the candles with his tail.
It's a Litwick.
Oh, gosh.
It is a Litwick, you're right. There's a Litwick on the table. Okay. So Pikachu doesn't remember how to zap, how to zap or go or do anything.
Or go.
Just doesn't remember how to do it.
He just doesn't remember how to Pokemon Go.
He's out of batteries, though.
Out of batteries. You need to open up his chest and replace the batteries in the Pikachu robot.
Which is really upsetting when you remember that it is a fully nude Ryan Reynolds.
Well, it's in that scene it's revealed that it's like it's a robot Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Wait, what?
And those are practical effects. Like, the Ryan Reynolds we've been seeing on screen this entire time has been a robot.
I've been lied to. But you can't believe that I saw a Raikou. Yes, I'm still on this. Underground Pokemon battle.
Right, no one else saw the Raikou.
Not even the director, apparently.
Not even the director. The Raikou just snuck in.
It was just a hint for the next movie. It's fine.
I feel like it's not fine, Raymond. Do you want to talk about it?
No! I want to talk about Detective Pikachu Ryan Reynolds in the Nudums.
Okay. So, So Tim, seeing that Pikachu is in trouble, bursts into the arena to try and save Pikachu, and then Sebastian's like, "What are you doing? That's dangerous and no good." And he goes into the stadium to try and get Tim out of there.
And I'm thinking maybe you shouldn't have illegal dog fights with
Maybe
drugs.
not.
Maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because Sebastian does have a bunch of R in his jacket and gives Charizard some before the fight. And
Literally putting Pokemon on feral steroids, and I was very uncomfortable seeing Charizard go wild.
Mm-hmm. Feroids, if you will.
Okay.
Feroid in.
That's a fair. It's a Pokemon.
It's a Feroid point.
What happens to all those vials that he has on him, though?
Yeah, they get broken. It's not great.
And then all the Pokemon start going nuts.
Yeah, the smoke gets everywhere, and the Pokemon they start tearing. Here's the thing. Like, there are several scenes in this movie of, like, Pokemon going wild and then attacking people. But which, like, I feel like would be way more dangerous than they show it being in this movie. Like, no one's ever hurt by a Pokemon, really. In
Ryan Reynolds is.
Well, I mean, people are emotionally hurt by Pokemon, but
no, Ryan Reynolds almost dies.
Yeah, but but Ryan Reynolds is a Pokemon. Remember, I'm only talking about humans.
I don't understand what you mean. I thought Ryan Reynolds was in the nude the whole time.
He is.
We all watched the same movie.
Ryan Reynolds is a human. I'm dropping this.
No. Robot Ryan Reynolds is a Pokemon. What are you talking about?
They go crazy.
They go crazy.
They go stupid.
And then Pikachu throws a Magikarp at Charizard.
And it doesn't go well. Pikachu. It doesn't go well until it does. Because the Magikarp evolves into a Gyarados. And it was very cool to see Gyarados in this movie.
Oh my god, yes.
Gyarados is only in this movie for about 5 seconds.
But it's
the best 5 seconds of my whole life.
Yeah, it's very good. Of just like... because Gyarados just washes everybody out of the arena.
And then Tim gets arrested.
And then Tim gets arrested. Like,
can we get an F in chat? It's
an above shot from Tim's perspective, lying on the ground, and it's just 3 cops looking down at him, and they just say, "You're under arrest," and that's it.
They just say, "Yikes." Yeah, so then Tim gets taken back to the detective that he spoke to before about his father. The detective whose name is obviously...
Yoshida.
Yoshida! And Yoshida is like, what the heck, fam?
Yeah.
What the heck, fam?
What the heck? And also, here's a video of your dad dying.
Yeah, because Tim is like, he's alive, and Yoshida's like, okay, watch this really traumatic video that I shouldn't be showing you because it would be really, really horrible and upsetting.
Yeah.
He shows him the video of his dad's car flipping over.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, the detective doesn't believe him. And he's just like, well, that sucks. Tim is a little moody now, and he says that sucks, I think. And then they meet someone. Somebody pulls up in a vehicle, I believe, unless I'm completely off base.
No, you're on base. And Pikachu does say, "Oh, that's a bad guy car."
Oh yeah,
sure.
yeah. The bad guy car. Yeah. So the person who gets out of the car is Miss Norman, who has cool hair that I want for my own.
Very cool hair,
self.
very cool sunglasses, very stoic. She's like a cool, like, bodyguard type figure.
She's pretty epic.
Yeah.
And she takes them to see Howard Clifford, the person from the video who made Rhyme City on accident.
Mm-hmm. Big whoopsie.
Big oops. And he has cool statues in his office.
He has
like
a
really
lot of
cool statues.
He has a lot of stuff in his office.
He has Palkia, and he has Dialga, and he has
fossils.
Arceus statues.
Okay. Can I just say, really quick, this movie validated me a lot. And here's why. It's because I have always pronounced the god Pokemon, I've always pronounced their name as Arceus. Mm-hmm. And so does Pikachu in this movie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I always said Arceus as well.
I feel like I go back and forth every time I say it.
That's so valid, because there are a lot of differing opinions on Pokemon pronunciations, but I was validated on this one.
And all of them are wrong except for mine specifically.
How do you pronounce Pikachu?
Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Howard Clifford has an Eevee that he evolves into a Flareon. And
just to show off, basically.
Just to show off and be like, I'm actually the bad guy. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Well, because...
Force an evolution on this creature without consent, and I'm getting upset.
I mean, that's what using Firestones is, isn't it?
You gotta ask Eevee first. I hope he asked Eevee first.
Okay.
And then, so, basically, Howard Clifford decides to show Tim footage that's supposedly the whole story of what happened to his dad.
Right. And by the by, he said, because it's a hologram, like a whole room hologram, and he says that he gets it from the police footage, and it was recreated from the footage, which is weird that it shows things that the footage does not, that the police footage does not. But oh well.
I didn't think about that until just now. But he shows Harry trying to escape the lab, and then his car gets kabloomed, and he crawls out of the vehicle. So that's how Tim knows that he survived. And the attack was apparently caused by Mewtwo, who escaped the lab.
Apparently.
Supposedly.
Because Howard is such a trustworthy fellow.
Right. And he got taken away by the Pokemon, Mewtwo.com, and Pikachu caught amnesia because, it was cold and flu season and he wasn't bundled up.
Yeah.
He was fully nude. And so Howard's giving them this information so that they can investigate that area. And he tells them to watch out for his son Roger, who is apparently the evil mastermind behind all of this.
Apparently.
Roger's an evil boy, and he's going to try to stop them probably. Ooh.
DuckTales. Ooh.
And so they go check out the lab, and they bring Lucy and Psyduck at the same time.
Yeah, and Pikachu gives Psyduck a foot rub.
It's true.
It's an actual thing that happens in the movie. And they break into this lab, and they find some stuff out, like how, they basically find out what we already saw in the opening. But also that there's a lot of genetic experimentation going on Pokemon in this facility. There we see some Greninja in little bubbles who are apparently powered up in some way by genetic experimentation. And
Beefy
then
Greninjas. And
then they also see a little room with a bunch of Torterra in it. And it's just like, the screen says that the Torterras are, supposed to be extra big or whatever, but these are regular sized Torterras. Let's sit on that for a little bit. They basically just find out that that Harry, or not Harry, that they find out that Harry was working with a doctor who's working for Roger, who and he captured Mewtwo from Kanto and brought it to Rem City.
Now, I also want to point out that Roger is, in fact, Roger the alien from American Dad. And it was weird that they sort of, Who Framed Roger Rabbited him into the movie. It's just 2D animation inside of a 3D film. And it's the only character that they do that for.
Did you really just say Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Don't at me.
Okay.
Who framed Roger from American Dad? Then we get a shot of Roger on his way to the facility, and he opens up his laptop, and he releases the Greninja from their bubbles. And then there's, a pretty significant, there's a little chase scene of Team Pika escaping into the woods.
Team Ryan Reynolds.
And Psyduck uses, I think it would probably be Psywave or something like that, basically gets one of Psyduck's trademark big splitting headaches and knocks away the Greninja. And then everything goes a little Inception for a while.
Oh, it's so good. I was thinking like Doctor Strange-ish.
A little bit Doctor Strange-ish, yeah.
I was thinking Torterra.
Yeah. Well...
You'd be right.
I legit was like, these are Torterra.
When me and my friends saw it, we just looked at each other at the same time and we were like, oh my god, oh yes!
I want a Torterra as big as a continent at me.
Yeah. And they were.
Yeah, so, the ground starts moving underneath them, and yeah, it's a bunch of big Torterra.
The area is actually the Torterra garden that they've been experimenting on. It's like a few Torterra, and then they're doing this scene where they're all sliding around on the Torterra's back because it's actually a forest mountain thing, and then they manage to get to safety, but Pikachu gets hit really hard by a rock.
Yeah. Pikachu gets hit by a rock and is gravely injured. And Tim...
And then we get to see the best Pokemon.
Yeah, we get to see Bulbasaur. I have a plushie of Bulbasaur on my desk.
Bulbasaur stan?
I am a Bulbasaur stan.
Good.
Yes!
Bulbasaur is the best Gen 1 starter. Sorry.
Don't be
sorry
sorry
for being right.
Sorry, not
You're
sorry,
just
Charmander,
right.
but,
Don't be sorry at Fire Lizard. No one cares.
people care.
Oh, people care so much.
I know. But guess what, folks? Like whatever Pokemon you like. Oh,
It's
what?
true. It's
Just
true.
know that Bulbasaur is the best one, and if you don't like him the most, you're probably very wrong.
It's true. And then Tim is like, Bulbasaur, please help me. Pikachu is literally dying. Help me. And then Lucy's like, no, they don't know what's up. And Tim's like, no, Pikachu told me feelings matter. And then Bulbasaur comes back with a giant herd of Bulbasaur, and they take Tim on a journey with a bunch of grass types. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now he does say, take me to a healer Pokemon, which, what does that entail? Like,
Chansey.
Like Audino, maybe?
Audino or Chansey is what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah, because we already saw, there are already a couple of Audinos in this movie.
Yep.
It's definitely what I was expecting. What I was not expecting was for the healer Pokemon to be...
Jesus.
It was Jesus.
It was Jesus. It was Jesus 2.
The sequel to Jesus.
The sequel to Jesus.
Made with Jesus DNA.
After Jesus died for our sins, Jesus 2 rose from the DNA and said, humanity sucks and judged them. And then the rapture began.
And then he did a cool kickflip.
Here's the thing. Is Mewtwo actually Jesus?
Mewtwo rides in on a skateboard with a backwards baseball cap and sunglasses, and it's like, guess what, losers? I'm going to attempt to reveal my intent, but I'm going to be captured by Roger. Which is
he also heals Pikachu.
Ryan
Reynolds.
We've
established.
So Mewtwo, heals nude Ryan Reynolds, who is laying on a stump. And Mewtwo tries to give a psychic vision of what happened with the car crash, but it's stopped early because Roger captures him with some big shocking robots or whatever.
Capture devices. Pikachu thinks that they are evil and was helping evil Mewtwo all along.
But by the by, can I just say, I think it's wild that Pikachu was just like, hey Mewtwo, you just healed me, but I still think you're evil. You just healed me and helped me a lot,
well, it's
but I still think you're evil and bad.
Mewtwo said humanity is sin, and then was cut off from the capture robots before it could say, but some of them are okay.
Sure.
That was the impetus, I think, for Pikachu going, I'm bad and you shouldn't be around me.
I guess.
And then Pikachu is all angsty and...
That scene felt really shameless, but also...
How do you mean?
I mean, okay, so, like, it didn't feel like it made perfect sense for him to act that way, but also, like, scenes like that, like, just get me. They just get me, okay? Like, they get me so hard. I was like, this doesn't make that much sense, but you know what? I'm gonna cry anyways.
It's
Leave me
true.
alone.
I got sad. And
then Ryan Reynolds made me cry tears, even though he was fully nude.
Yeah.
Tim and Pikachu part ways for now. And...
for about 5 minutes of movie time.
Mm-hmm. And Tim goes back, right?
Yeah, Tim goes back to Rhyme City because he wants to warn Howard about all of the evil stuff that his son Roger's doing. And meanwhile, Pikachu is wandering around and
singing the theme song.
Singing the Pokemon theme song.
That scene means everything to me, specifically because the theme song, if it canonically exists in this universe, means that the goal at one point was to catch them all, which kind of like tears down the whole like they have to choose you too mentality. Just a little bit. I'm curious where the theme song would have come from in canon.
From the Pokemon anime based off of the Kanto adventures. It's all in my book.
So I think that it's because Pokemon cards are canonical in the Detective Pikachu universe.
Yes.
We see a scene of Pikachu going through a bunch of Pokemon cards. So I guess there is no reason why the Pokemon anime couldn't be real also. And just like, it's just about fictional trainer Ash Ketchum.
Here's the thing. The anime is based off of the Mewtwo events 20 years ago in Kanto. Anyway, no one's gonna follow me there, so it's fine.
I just had to think about it. Because if it's like, in the Detective Pikachu canon, the Pokemon anime is real, but it's like a historical documentary. But
oh my god,
it still has a goofy theme song.
Yes, absolutely.
How dare you call it? It is very goofy.
Goofy doesn't mean bad.
It's actually akin to religious text.
That's why everybody knows. That's why Pikachu knew it, despite
he's basically singing. Yeah. He's singing gospel
because he was praying.
Because that's the thing too, is that like nude robot Ryan Reynolds does have amnesia, so. He wouldn't remember that he saw the Pokemon anime.
He was praying. And then Arceus granted him his prayer wish. The wish is a move in Pokemon. And led him to the bridge where the accident happened, and then he remembered, oh no, Mewtwo didn't do the car crash, Greninja did.
Yeah, he finds a Greninja star.
Classic Greninja.
Yeah. Which I thought the Greninjas mostly, like, through water shurikens. But that might just be a Smash Brothers thing, I guess, maybe.
Maybe. I mean, it might have solidified. It's cold at night. I don't know. And then, at the same time, Tim gets back to Howard, and Howard's like, I was evil all along. I want to take over Mewtwo with this neural link that was revealed in the lab, and I want to become Mewtwo.
Yeah, and then he does.
Say that the last, like, 20 minutes of the movie had, like, a new plot twist every 3 seconds.
It's true, yeah.
But we did get Pokefloats too, which was nice.
I know! Pokefloats is back, y'all!
Yeah.
So excited.
So there's this big parade celebrating Pokemon, and it's the biggest parade in the city ever. And it spans the entirety of the city. And it was organized by Howard. But it turns out that's part of his evil plot, because they're all filled with the R-gas.
Because the scientists figured out that you can put Pokemon... Mewtwo has the power to put Pokemon and humans together somehow.
Has the ability to fuse people and Pokemon. Mewtwo has this ability. But, according to Howard, it only works if the Pokemon are hopped up on the gas. But Mewtwo does it without the gas also in the movie.
Because Pikachu ending spoilers. It's because Pikachu offered itself up willingly. No, it does not make sense. But that is the reason, and it does not make sense.
I mean, when we're talking about putting human consciousness inside of Pokemon, I don't think that making sense is a priority.
I'm not here for that. I'm here for what's going on.
Mm-hmm. I'm here for the big explosions. I'm here for the Pokefloats. I'm here for Mewtwo.
Well, sorry that I'm too busy pointing out plot holes online and I don't care.
Oh, no, that's okay. I just didn't notice any of them.
No,
I did, but I'm watching a movie for 10-year-olds.
I I don't know that they're like, I generally don't care about like plot holes or whatever. It really doesn't matter. But I don't know. There were just like a couple of things in this movie that's just like, I just noticed and it was just like, didn't make sense at all.
There was a bunch of stuff.
But whatever.
Yeah, like why didn't they just like use like something that looked like the Pikachu model from the game instead of a fully nude Ryan Reynolds?
Absolutely.
Although I think that may have been more of an artistic choice.
Well, yeah, because Marble, if they did that, then it wouldn't explain the scene of actual robot Ryan Reynolds coming in from our world in a big portal.
Oh, right. My bad.
Yeah.
Tim has to stop Howard Mewtwo from bad things.
Howard 2.
Howard 2. That's good.
Howard 2.
Although the gas is released and people and Pokemon start fusing into one and there's panic.
I want to say that like this was certainly a plan for Howard, wasn't it? Because, like, he is switching bodies with, in this universe, the most powerful Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I'm gonna help humanity evolve. And then, like, fuses people with Pokemon. But, like, almost everyone that we saw got the short end of the stick, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, almost everyone was like, oh, I'm a Psyduck now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lucy became...
I'm a Snubble now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't seem like a step up for most people.
Can I just say that I think it's a little bit lame that this movie, like, has the trope of, like, the villain, like their villainry is, like, motivated and because of their disability.
Oh my god. Oh my god, you put it into words in the way that I wasn't able to when I watched it. I was like, this is ableist. I just don't know how.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I feel like I've seen the trope, maybe not enough to, like, fully form my opinion while watching Detective Pikachu, but I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry. Howard's still alive and will play a role in the second movie, redeeming himself. Don't worry.
Maybe.
Don't worry.
I'm worried.
Always worry.
I'm worried because I feel like
I feel like you think I'm making light of this situation, and I'm not, and you're both totally correct.
Huh?
Nothing. Let's continue.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely a little bit lame that, like, Howard, like, that the only person in this movie who is shown to have, you know, any sort of physical disability of that kind, is like the main villain mastermind of the game, of the movie. I don't know. That part I didn't really like. That said, you know, like, the stuff sort of surrounding it, I don't know, it's just kind of a wild plan to me. Like,
well, you know, some people were chill with it. Like, some people were riding the high. They were like, I can't believe that I missed my chance to be permanently fused with a Gyarados.
Yeah. Oh my god, is this?
We just didn't
Hold
see
on,
that.
hold on. Everyone,
Yes.
everyone,
Hello.
stop. Is this movie a sort of prequel to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon?
Probably.
I like this.
It is a mystery.
It is a dungeon.
Okay, so
somebody here in Rhyme City is somehow still stuck in Pokemon form and ended up in another Pokemon dimension.
It could be the same one. I mean, we only saw one city.
That's true. I mean, well, the thing about Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is that there's no humans anywhere.
right.
Hey, I have a question.
Here's what I'm saying, though, and sorry, Marble.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Here's what I'm saying, though, is that I think that, like, all I'm saying, I guess, is that in the alternate universe where, like, Howard succeeds in his plan, and every human on Earth becomes a Pokemon.
Oh, I see.
That's Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, baby!
Now, there is one glaring flaw, unless it's centuries after, where
It would
the
have
games
to be.
take place and everyone forgot that they were humans and they're just Pokemon now. I can believe that. So,
But isn't the plot of Mystery Dungeon that somebody just turned into a Pokemon?
yes, that's also true. That's
I don't
why I
mean to poke holes
suggested
in
they
this.
got through a portal into the other universe.
Just like Nude Ryan Reynolds, which, I mean,
Just like Nude Ryan Reynolds did.
we see the here's the we see the portal that Nude Ryan Reynolds goes through. There's no reason why another person couldn't go through a a different portal.
It's true.
Can I say the coolest reveal of this movie?
Is it Miss Norman?
It's Ditto.
Yeah, that's what I meant when somebody talked about this scene.
Yes.
Ditto.
They're trying to get the neural whatever you want to call it off of Howard.
Right.
But Miss Norman stands in the way, and it turns out that Miss Norman was Ditto.
Yeah, so they Tim hears them banging in a closet, and then he opens the closet and the real Roger falls out. And the reason why...
Still played by the alien Roger from American Dad.
And the reason why in all of those scenes where Roger was doing bad guy stuff, the reason why he was wearing sunglasses the entire time is because if he took off those sunglasses, you'd see his stupid Ditto eyes.
It wasn't stupid.
Because it was a Ditto.
No, it was stupid.
I mean, look,
it was very uncomfortable to look at.
Well, a fully trained Ditto can do it perfectly if you watch the anime.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole episode on it.
So, here's the other thing that I want to say about Ditto, real quick. It's an extremely cool reveal, if only because Ditto being, Ditto being Howard's Pokemon was and turning into humans was set up in an earlier scene in the movie, at the recording area studio.
Yes.
Where Howard rolls off and then Ditto transforms into an assistant type character and operate and pushes Howard along. And the sunglasses thing, how Miss Norman also always wears sunglasses.
And purple Ditto gloves.
Yes. It's extremely cool. What I will say, there are two minor things about Ditto that I want to point out in this scene. One, Roger says that Ditto being able to turn into humans was a result of Howard's experimentation on Pokemon. That tracks. But everyone seems to, it's not like he's hiding the fact that this Ditto can turn into humans, since we see it earlier. So I don't know. It's just mildly weird that, no one seems to care that this specific Ditto can turn into a human. The other minor thing, and these are both minor, nitpicks overall. The other minor thing is that the way that Tim fights off Ditto, spraying Ditto down with the R gas, which for some reason doesn't make Ditto go feral and instead knocks Ditto out. Mm-hmm. It
does what it needs to do.
It does what it needs to do. But those
whatever the plot needs it for.
Yeah, those are just two sort of very minor, weird plot things about Ditto. But that said, the Ditto reveal was so cool.
Now, I have one theory before we wrap this up.
Okay.
Somehow, a Ditto and a human got fused, and that is the Ditto that Howard uses. And when you use the R-gas on a fused person, they just fall apart.
Okay.
And that's why Ditto reacted the way they did instead of going into a rage. It's a bad theory. You shouldn't listen to this. Instead, I'm going to talk about how Pikachu uses Volt Tackle on Mewtwo to distract it long enough for Tim to get the neural thing off of Howard. And then they win.
And I do like how Mewtwo is Pikachu can't beat Mewtwo. That's not even real. You're not following
the rules of Pokemon. Come on.
Oh my gosh, Pikachu cannot beat Mewtwo.
You're
in a
level
fight.
5. I'm level 100. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're just cheating now. Mom!
And the final scene of the movie...
Ryan Reynolds puts clothes on.
Basically, because Mewtwo reveals that during the car crash, in order to save Howard's life, or not Howard's life, Harry's life, none of the names of this movie are memorable. In order to save Harry's life, he fused Harry's mind or whatever with Pikachu, causing Pikachu to lose their memories. And also, I guess Mewtwo just was stashing the Harry's dead body for a while.
No. I thought, unless I misheard it, I thought Mewtwo said that it can reconstruct Harry's body from the memories of Pikachu and Tim.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess I missed that.
Harry's original body did die.
Sure. Okay.
As one does.
But
somehow,
if your soul and mind get fused into a Pikachu, you can put that soul and mind into another vessel, as long as Mewtwo can reconstruct it from the memories of your son and partner.
Sure.
They extract the memories from nude Ryan Reynolds and then put them into clothed Ryan Reynolds.
And then from that scene onward, like, there's just this random, like Pikachu that's in the movie, you know? And, like, everyone was calling nude Ryan Reynolds Pikachu. But there's, like, an actual 3D Pikachu for, like, the last scene of the movie, and it's very strange.
It was foreshadowed, I guess.
Yes, it does go Pikachu.
Because it has nude Ryan Reynolds detective hat.
It does, yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing that... we didn't mention it earlier, but the only thing that nude Ryan Reynolds wears throughout the entire movie is a little detective hat.
It's true.
I thought I mentioned that.
You might have.
He's fully nude, but he has...
Detective
once
Pikachu.
he's clothed...
Hold on, wait, this is important.
Okay.
Detective Pikachu was Tim's dad the whole time. I just want to make that clear.
Yes. Detective Pikachu was Tim's dad the entire time.
Fused into partner Pikachu's body because Pikachu offered that deal.
What's the saddest thing, and how you really know that Tim was estranged from his father, is because Tim didn't recognize his father's voice coming from Pikachu.
Yeah.
Damn. He also didn't recognize when he looked exactly the same but naked.
Okay. All right. That's Detective Pikachu, folks.
That's it. Oh,
great movie.
The last thing I want to say on this movie is I didn't like the really sort of forced Tim Lucy thing.
Yeah, I didn't care about that.
I didn't notice it. I was too busy looking at Mewtwo.
Yeah, I was too busy caring about the Pokemon to really care, but they kept trying.
They kept trying to make
it. They did.
And I'm like, I don't care. I really
don't care.
You can be friends. That's fine.
Yeah.
See, they did in the first, 2 acts of the movie, but when she fused with her Psyduck, she became completely inconsequential for the rest of the film.
It's true. Her biggest...
So I kind of just forgot.
Her biggest scene, which I was really let down by, and this is one of my gripes, was telling people to not let their Pokemon suck in the gas.
Right.
And it was a very rushed
but they did
and
anyways.
Very messy scene, which it makes sense for what was happening in the movie, but that was her big scene. And it just
But here's the thing too. But here's the thing too. Lucy basically figured out most of the plot in this movie.
That's true. Lucy was very important.
Here's the thing. At the end of the movie, Tim and clothed Ryan Reynolds are walking off, and he's like, I think I need a new job. Maybe I'll try detective work. And I'm like, Tim, you didn't detect anything this entire time.
Lucy Lucy and your dad did all of the work.
Lucy and your Pokemon dad did most of the work.
Go do insurance in Rhyme City.
Yeah. There's definitely insurance companies in Rhyme City. You could find a job there.
He doesn't even have a partner Pokemon. How's he gonna solve crime?
He still doesn't have a partner.
His partner was his dad the whole time.
His partner was his dad, and then now that his dad is back,
you're not going to take your dad's Pikachu. That's just rude.
No, it's just not going to happen.
I really enjoyed this movie.
I guess if we, as Deck of Friendship, if we had to give a numerical rating to Detective Pikachu.
I don't like this.
11 out of 10, baby.
I'm giving it a solid 7.8. Wasn't the best movie. Wasn't the worst.
Not enough water. 7.8.
Not enough water. Not enough psychic.
Well, you are not enough fish Pokemon.
It's true. I do enjoy the movie for what it is. It paid homage to the entire Pokemon franchise as a whole, not just the games.
Because
the ending credits showed the manga. There were the trading cards, Mystery Dungeon Origins, so that pays homage to the side games.
Sure.
The ending credits were great.
The ending credits were really cool. I don't know. I really did enjoy this movie, but I think I said at the start that I have sort of mixed feelings about it.
Mm-hmm. You did just see it. You probably haven't sorted through your feelings on it.
It's true. But what I will say is that this movie was extremely Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
It was 100% Pokemon the entire time. Like, it really did do a fantastic job of, like, really, like, making the Pokemon world feel, like, real.
They wrote a good line of fans and non-fans and making a good video game movie, finally.
It's true. It's true.
I loved it a lot, probably only because it was just so unbelievably Pokemon, and I want to see it like 9 more times.
I do want to go see it again.
Yeah, it's just
it's a shame that we didn't see the movie before we did this whole.
Yeah, welcome to mock footage. This is my plot.
We did just guess the whole plot.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Like, here's the thing: is like, I think that any movie that's bold enough to incorporate artistic nudes in a way that doesn't feel like overtly sexual is like, it's really cool. Mm-hmm. And like seeing Ryan Reynolds just naked for an hour and a half was like really, really interesting.
What I will say too is, like, you know, there's the one scene where you can see his ding dong.
I'm being sent to the shadow realm.
But
right
for the most part, like, they did a really good job of, like, creatively, like, hiding the ding dong in every scene.
Right. Like that Austin Powers scene where like they keep holding stuff up in front of his junk.
Yeah. Or the opening to the Simpsons movie, I think.
Right. Yeah. That's the next anime we're watching, the Simpsons movie.
So season 2 of Deck of Friendship, I know we said it was going to be fighting Foodons, but it's actually going to be the Simpsons movie.
And every episode is 1 30-second bit of the Simpsons movie.
Yeah.
Like, we watch 30 seconds of the Simpsons movie, and then we talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, this has been Deck of Friendship.
Thank you, everybody who listen to our show.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to Deck of Friendship. I hope you enjoyed our little bonus episode. If you enjoyed the show, please go ahead and give us a rating on iTunes if you feel so inclined, or just share the show with a friend. It would really mean a lot to us. If you want to reach out to us, you can find us on Twitter at FriendshipDeck or at deckofriendshippod@gmail.com. Our turn is over. Your move.
I play the Grass Energy Droplet card. I've never played Pokemon trading card game.
I eat Ray's cards.
I put Charizard into defense mode.